Hello, YouTube. How's it going? I just wanted to put a quick little few notes before the video starts, just to give you an update of how my views have changed both on this product and the situation regarding the sound in my videos. Now, I have been trying to improve the sound in my videos for quite some time in the recording area that I was at, and it's just not feasible. There's just no way I can do it. So going forward, I'm going to be reviewing all of my stuff here in the studio where it sounds really nice, but this has already been recorded, and I do want to upload it because it does kind of show you how opinions can change over time, and it's important because in this video I said that I liked one particular product over this, or I liked this particular product over another particular product that most people say that they like more. I have since bought that other product and A/B compared it. And I found out that no, I was wrong in the video that I recorded, and that I do actually like the other product more than the product I'm reviewing in this video. So anyways, yeah, going forward, I'm going to be recording things in my studio where I have much better audio quality. And production is going to be a whole lot better going forward. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one and enjoy the show. Worms. Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to Communion. I'm your host, Jim Jesus. This is the show where we review all sorts of tasty things and not so tasty things, mostly revolving around adult beverages. And today is going to be something that's not going to be as much as a disappointment as it was last week, but I still think it's good. I think a lot of people go into this expecting to be disappointed, often are. And I'm going to kind of talk about it. We'll get into it. But anyways, we're going to do Aberfeldy 12, which you had already seen from the title and the thumbnails. This is a 12-year-old Highland, not Speyside Highland, but Highland. Single malt, 40% ABV, 12 years old. And I have some mixed feelings about this one. But overall, I think that it's good. Show's over. Kidding. So what's interesting about this one is if you're familiar with Dewar's, White Label, those sorts of whiskeys. Everyone's blowing me up right now, I'm sorry. If you're familiar with those, you're familiar with this. This is the kind of the base spirit that's in Dewar's proper. I think of all of them, all of the Dewar's ones they got. This is the base whiskey that they use, and for the longest time it has been only kind of used in that, and it wasn't until not too long ago, I could be wrong about this one, but it wasn't too long ago that they started producing their own stuff for single malts, and there actually is there's a 18 and a 25 or 21 year old Abferfeldy that can go for quite a bit of money. There's some downsides to this. There's some upsides to this. And I kind of want to go over all of them because when you weigh them all out, I think overall this is a good buy. But you really have to understand like all the factors going into it to make a judgment like that. And it has to be up to you, right? So this is, like I said, this is 12 years old. It doesn't taste young like some younger age statements can be. This is going to be like Talisker does kind of taste very young for its age. Tastes younger than a 10-year-old for sure. This one is right up the alley of what you would expect for a Highland 12-year-old to be. This is going to be bourbon. I believe it's bourbon and sherry casks. I think they're also using French oak as well. I think we can actually read it on the box. Handmade oak casks. Yeah, I don't think it's actually going to tell us what kind of casks. Just homemade casks. Yeah, unfortunately. But anyways, you're going to find this relatively easy. It's available in most places because they do have a lot of distribution because they piggyback off of Dewar's distribution. And so it's going to be available everywhere, and it's going to be very cheap. You can get this low 30s. You can get this in the same price range you can for something like Monkey Shoulder, which I prefer this a little bit more to Monkey Shoulder. I like Monkey Shoulder in other respects because it's higher proof. This is the bottom floor for proof. But I do think there's one aspect to this that I like more than I do with Monkey Shoulder. So I'll go ahead and get into the pour. I do like the bottle design. You know, it's not as neat as Monkey Shoulder. It doesn't have the little monkeys in the glass like that one does. But it's got a nice tube. I really do like the tube. It's all nice, and it actually is like a metallic gold. So reflecting a little bit. The artwork on it's nice. I really do like it. It's bold and striking, and it doesn't distract too much from the kind of golden color that you get from the bottle. I really do like it. I really do think it's a beautiful thing, but I wish you would have gotten something cool like the Three Monkeys. And there is a lot of sherry in this. There's a lot of sherry in it, but it's not. You can also get a lot of the bourbon cask in it too. Excuse me. So you do get like those kind of rich vanillas and caramels that you can expect from the bourbon casks. They're there, but on top of that, what you have to kind of smell through to get there is that sherry cask. That's the first thing that you smell, and then you kind of get that kind of nice, kind of bourbony notes. And there is this kind of like malty funk, almost a little bit mossy, and then there's like just a tiny bit of like smoke, and I do mean tiny. It is there, but you really have to kind of go like, is that a pepper note or is that a smoke note? And then you kind of realize, like, if you focus on it. Excuse me. Yeah, it definitely is there. It first kind of smells like pepper, but when you really focus in on it, you're like, is that pepper? No, it kind of opens up into a kind of sulfur. Much in the same way Highland Park presents its smoke, but turned way down. In fact, this almost smells like Highland Park, but if you turn the volume down on all of it as a whole, and then really turn down the smoke volume on it together. Like, this is kind of like Fisher Price, my first Highland Park. This is what it really kind of comes off to me as. Yeah, on the palate, it's very sweet, fruity sweet. It's like a natural sweetness, not like a cane sugar or an aspartame or anything like that. It's very much like a fruit juice type sweetness. And then you get like that kind of barley kind of that follows it. Dark fruits. And then after it kind of washes away, you're kind of left with like this little, very mild, lingering, kind of peppery smoke note. And then oak. There's just kind of like the last kind of lingering flavor that kind of goes on. I'm naming all these notes, but I need to really hit this home that it is very turned down quite a bit. This is something that you're not really going to be doing a lot of exploring on. There is stuff to explore, but it's very difficult to do. And it seems as though this is far better instead of
using it as an exploratory whiskey, if it's something that you can just relax after a hard day's work, you don't have to think about it too hard. It's friendly. It's not going to rough you up, toss you around the room. It's just a nice, friendly dram, and it's not going to hit you that particularly hard. It is kind of on the watery end. There is a tiny little bit of like kind of oil, but not really. And I think I'm only really picking up on it because the video that I did right before this one was the the Michter's American, which is, I think, column distilled. Could be wrong, but I think it's column distilled, so there's barely going to be any oils in this or that compared to this. And then now I'm kind of picking up on it, but I could be wrong. Yeah. It kind of starts out being very fruity, dark fruits, dried fruits, dates, raisins, that sort of thing. In that wheelhouse for sure. Then it kind of like opens up into this really kind of very muted, actually I should turn, because it springs up and it goes like all those dark and dried fruits. And then it just turns down, and then you're kind of left with like this little kind of very dry, very mellow caramel and vanilla. And then it kind of opens back up a little bit to those dark fruits again, and then you're just kind of left with like an oaky smoke. And the oak kind of lingers on past the smoke. And it's and we're talking about like a rise like this where you high impact and then it goes down and then a little bit and then down. Just kind of fades off. Most of the flavor is going to be on that first end peak, and then it just kind of drops off. Then you start getting the interesting flavors. I would like to know if it's ever going to come out for something like a cask strength version of this or a higher strength version of this, because I think there is some very interesting complexity going on here that we're not getting a chance of seeing because of the fact that it is bottom of the floor. Ooh, there's something was on my dirty. Something was on, or this is the bottom of the floor. This is 40 ABV. I'm sure there is something really interesting with this, but we're not getting it because I think they're just proving it down to whatever can make the most amount of money, which is sad. But then again, look who they're really working with. Most of the time, it's going to be doers. That's what doers do. That's how doers do. So for me, I'm going to end up having a budget Highland or budget Speyside. Something that's friendly that, if someone comes over and they want to try scotch, I'm not going to just be like, here, have some Lefroy. Unless I know they're the type of person that, every time every time they go out for coffee or something, they're getting like espresso, or they're, ordering the most spiciest thing on the menu, the really weird stuff. Then I'll be like, okay, let's try Lefroy. But, those people are rare. I'm rare. But the type of people that are going to be into this are going to be like your regular people. I'll be like, oh, okay, we'll start you with something like this. And I'm probably always going to keep something like this or Monkey Shoulder kind of in there as something to have to introduce to people who are brand new to whiskey, who want to try a scotch, and are afraid to get knocked around the room and show them, like, hey, there actually is stuff that's pretty friendly out there. And stuff that I can sit back and enjoy after having a long day's work, and I don't want to have to think. I'm just tired of thinking, but I just want to turn off. Just have a small bit of this. It'll do me just right. I enjoy this, and I'm always kind of at a loss of which one I want to keep in there, because I usually come and switch back and forth. Well, now I'm going to be switching back and forth. This is my first bottle of it, and I have just had some time to to play around with it. But normally I would have got Monkey Shoulder. The next one I'm going to get is going to be Monkey Shoulder, and I'm honestly debating whether this is going to be what follows it. Maybe just toss it back and forth, or maybe get another one of these, so that way I can give them two options to kind of play off of. This is good, but again, I really want to reiterate all the bad things that I've been saying about it being very kind of mellow and mild and not too strong and like at all. I mean, I'm just saying this as a critique of it, because even for what it is, because a lot of people go into Spacesides and Highlands, which is just a Highland, not a Spaceside. I even looked it up. Don't worry, I did my homework. People want something that's kind of sweet and friendly and approachable when they go for these types of scotches. And I think even for them, this is probably going to be a little too approachable. But for someone who's brand new, or someone who just wants to just not think about their whiskey and they just want to sit back and enjoy it, this might be right up your alley. I definitely in the mood for that sort of thing sometimes, and this fulfills it. Maybe I'll go back to Monkey Shoulder and try that again, fall in love with that more. But I really do like the sherry kind of influence in this, and also like how this is kind of like a foot in the door. So, if you like that flavor, you like those flavors, okay, well, let me try to show you Highland Park, which is this, but far more complexity. The flavors are far more denser and richer and more rounded. And then you also get that smoke at. Oh, did you like the smoke? Now that you can taste the smoke a little bit more, did you like that? Well, maybe we should try, bringing you over to, Lagavulin and see how you like that. Plenty of opportunities for that. But for me, this is fine for what it is. And again, you're going to pay $32 for it. You're going to pay $32 for your Monkey Shoulder. For me, it's a bit of a toss-up. Do I really care about the couple notches on the proof? Bottle looks good. Fuck it. Overall, I do like it. And I put it in the same kind of category. I think this actually has far more sherry than I remember Monkey Shoulder having. So maybe that's why I'm probably liking it more, because I really am getting a much bigger palate for sherried whiskey. So anyways, I guess we'll wrap it up here. We'll talk to you next time. See you later. Worms. And now I have to record the one I did 2 weeks ago, that you saw 2 weeks ago. The Malort. I'm not looking forward to it. Anyways, Worms.